German 2, Unit 4 grammar lesson, accusative pronouns. The personal pronouns in the accusative case. First, a quick review of what the accusative is. Remember that if something is the subject of the sentence, we call it nominative or nominative. The article will be just as it always is when you look something up, der, die, or das. And remember, all plurals are die, no matter what they are in the singular. Also, with indefinite articles or possessive adjectives, der will have no ending, die gets an e, das also has no ending on it, and the die plural also gets an e. So if I say, der Mann geht nach Hause, I can also say, ein Mann geht nach Hause. Or I could say, mein Mann geht nach Hause. My husband or my man is going home. When you get into accusative, der changes to den. And the ending on the ein is en. Ich sehe den Mann. He's now the accusative case because he's the direct object. Whom am I looking at, or whom do I see? I see the man. Ich sehe den Mann. Or ich sehe einen Mann. I see a man. Or ich sehe meinen Mann. I see my man. Those are for the definite and indefinite articles, which we covered a little bit in previous units. This next slide shows how these personal pronouns change also in the accusative case. Ich becomes mich. The link you see there is to a YouTube video that's about 5 minutes long. It's a little dry and a little technical, but I encourage you to watch it. Please return to this PowerPoint when you're finished. So here we see a chart that is a list of all the personal pronouns in both the nominative and the accusative case. The personal pronouns in the nominative are the subject of the sentence. You've seen these all over the place in everything you've read and studied so far in German. Ich, du, er, sie, es, wir, ihr, sie, sie. Ich, du, er, sie, es are our singular personal pronouns, and wir, ihr, sie, sie are our plural personal pronouns. The sie formal can be either singular or plural. So when we change it to the object of the sentence, ich becomes mich, which translates to me. Do you know me? Right? You wouldn't say, do you know I? That sounds funny. So in German, it also changes to mich. Same with du. Du changes to dich. Even though it still means you in English, the form has to change to show that it's the object of the sentence instead of the subject of the sentence. Er is ihn, sie and es don't change. That actually correlates to der, die, das, your er, sie, es. Der changes to den, nothing else changes. Die is die, das is das. Same with here. Er, sie, es, ihn, sie, es. Wir becomes uns, ihr ist euch. Sie and sie don't change either. So just to make things wonderfully confusing, there are 6 versions of the word sie. So you got to really pay attention to context, because you can say, kennen Sie sie und sie, Frau Fabi? Which means, do you, right? You formal, know her and them, and they're all z's. So have fun with that. All right, so we move on then. When do I use it? There are 2 instances when you're going to use accusative case. One is for direct objects, as you see here with these example sentences. Ich liebe dich. Er kennt mich. Wir sehen euch. Sie kauft es. Claudia sieht uns. Und kennst du ihn? There's also a set of prepositions that always use accusative case. You'll see these on the next slide. The accusative, the most commonly used accusative prepositions are actually listed here. There's a couple others, but they're kind of rarely used. So if you're not sure, go ahead and look them up. Durch, für, gegen, ohne, bis. Durch means through. Ich gehe durch die Tür. I go through the door. Die Katze ist für meinen Bruder. This one's probably the most commonly used accusative preposition because it's for. This is for you. Yeah, ist das für mich? Is that for me? The cat is for my brother. So we have to change the mein to meinen because it's der Bruder. And we are now an accusative. Für meinen Bruder. Gegen euch spielen wir Tennis. We're playing against you all, right? Gegen euch. Ich gehe ohne einen Pulli. I am going without a sweater. Die Ecke ist McDonald's. And wir sind bis das Wochenende in Colorado. We are in Colorado until the weekend. When in doubt, go ahead and refer back to the charts that are in this PowerPoint as you complete the exercises. But it's pretty easy to remember as far as the articles go, because only der changes to den. The personal pronouns might take a little bit longer to remember. Ich, du, sie, es, wir, sie are your nominative personal pronouns. Mich, dich, ihn, sie, es, uns, euch, sie are the accusative personal pronouns. Viel Glück und viel Spaß.